What's up, guys? You're watching another edition of Currently Smoking With. I am back at Culebra Cigar Lounge and about to be joined by a very special guest. Who am I currently smoking with? Wait just a sec to find out. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Currently Smoking With. You're watching Dad Smoking Cigars, sponsored by Casa Cueva Cigars, from our casa to yours. And as you can see, I'm joined by none other than Whiskey Girl Josie Ortega. Thank you for joining me, my dear.
You're welcome.
Glad you're here. So, as you can see, I mentioned before, we're back at Culebra Cigar Lounge. We're just hanging out, and we've been talking about shooting a video for a while now, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
And we have been going back and forth about what we're actually going to talk about.
What topic, yes.
Yes, and we didn't really settle that hard on any one. We had too many to talk about. But
we have a lot of good topics.
Yes, we do. So, I think we kind of sort of settled on, like, etiquette in the cigar lounge a little bit, stuff we've seen, stuff that annoys the crap out of us. And she told me just a little while ago that if we were going to talk about that, she was going to let me have it.
I'm going to let you have it.
Yes, you are. So let me have it. Why don't we talk a little bit about Josie's rules?
Josie's rules when
Yes.
you go to a lounge. Okay, so when we go to a lounge, I think that we should keep the topics very, let's say, neutral and positive.
Yes.
So I think that when we go to a lounge, that we go to a lounge to relax.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that maybe when you get to a lounge, everybody goes and sees each other for a few minutes. It's okay to vent for a few minutes, not the whole time.
Like the kind of day I had.
Yeah, so we all have those days.
Yeah.
I agree. We all have those days. I had that day this morning.
Yes.
I let you know,
Yes,
hey,
you
I'm
did.
having this day. Maybe I don't want to record today. But, so it's okay to vent for a little while. But after a little while, like, let's just all relax. So I think that we should all, when we go to a lounge, like, let's just keep our mood positive, because
Yes.
we don't want to bring other people down, because that energy spreads throughout the lounge, throughout your friends,
Yeah.
So it's not only personal problems. It could be work. It could be your kids. I mean, of course, people are gonna be like, "How's the family? How's the kids?" We don't really want to know how your kids are. It's like we don't want to know.
I'm just asking as a courtesy. I don't really care about your kids.
Yeah, I don't really care. I don't really care about their homeschooling right now. I'm dealing with that by myself. I don't even want to know about yours. We don't really want to talk about that.
Don't want to talk about COVID. Don't want to talk about this. Let's just chill,
please, let's not talk about COVID right now. Let's keep the subjects positive right now.
Yes, exactly.
Because we all need that positive energy around each other.
Absolutely. So, well, yeah, I've noticed, like, because, I mean, we all have those personal discussions, because especially if we haven't seen each other in a while, sometimes we'll just be like, ugh, and unload and vent and everything. But it is important to keep it positive, keep it loose, keep it chill. And yeah, try not to bring everybody down by saying, "Oh, I had such a day. I had such a day." So try to, and if you do get that out, just be like, "Okay, move that out of the way. Moving on to more fun stuff." And because there's still a lot of positive stuff going on.
There is, And it's funny, because there's so many of us that we go from one person to the next person to the next person, and this person lets you have it, this person lets you have it, and it's the next one, their turn to let you have it.
Yes,
so,
exactly. So keep the conversation chill. I think that's like
light
rule number
and
one.
Chill. Let's not talk about other, work and stuff like
Yep.
yeah, because we all work and we want to go and relax and just get it off our shoulders and stuff.
Exactly. So, all right, cool. So keep it chill, keep it casual. Try not to bring the heavy.
Yes. Okay.
So.
And then another thing that really irks me
Uh-huh.
is the people at our lounges, our workers. Like, come on, like, can we just be courteous to them? Like,
Yes.
Please, like, don't go to our lounge and like treat them like they're our slaves, they're our workers. Like, they're not there to be your slave, to pick up after you. It's like it's not that hard. If you're drinking, pick up your cup. Pick up. If you drop your ash, grab the little vacuum cleaner and pick it up. It's really not that difficult. Don't be rude to them.
No, absolutely not.
I understand. You're paying for a service. I get that, but it's ugly. It's ugly.
I take it you've seen some stuff. People being rude and acting like they own the place. and all
Yes,
that stuff.
and it's like when they finally stick up for themselves, it's like you want to high five them.
Absolutely.
It's like
I've been to a number of lounges, and I've never had Well, actually, I take that back. I've had like one negative experience that doesn't really bear repeating, but I was there for like 10 minutes. And so I was just like, whatever, I'm not coming back here, you know? But there's some really cool people working at cigar lounges. And you might think that like, oh, they're working and chilling at a cigar lounge, smoking. Their work's not that hard. Well, you might, yeah, in one sense, I guess not, because they get to sit and chill, watch, you know, whether it's a football game, basketball game, whatever happens to be on TV, and chilling with people. But at the same time, you're cleaning up after people, like you just said. You're trying to give them the best experience possible. You're running a facility that has people coming in and out all day. And so you want to show them that proper respect.
Right.
You want to show them that it's like, yeah, I'm in your house. I'm hanging out with you. I'm going to treat your house with respect.
Right.
Even though it looks like your job's really easy, it probably is not that easy.
They have their days too.
Exactly.
They have their days, and when you walk in, they're still showing you that smile. Sometimes that is harder. That's harder than, you know, than most people think, you know.
Exactly.
They still have to put that smile on. And like you said, it's like their home. You wouldn't walk into somebody's house and be rude to them because they would kick you out of their home, you know.
For sure.
You know, so let's not be rude to them.
Absolutely.
You know, pick up after yourself. It's not that difficult. You wouldn't go to somebody's house and, well, some of you would, but I hope, you know.
Don't come to my house doing that kind of stuff, please. You won't get invited back.
Right? Yeah.
So now when you see people smoking cigars, like habits that they have, what's something you've seen when people smoke that, like, you just look at them like, really? Like, you do that? Or something like that?
Everybody has their own habits, so I don't really want to put stuff down. But if you're gonna use, or say you come and you're like, Josie, let me borrow your lighter.
Right.
Okay, so it's I mean your cutter. It's fine if you lick your cigar before cutting it. If you cut with your own cutter.
Yep.
But don't ask me to borrow my cutter and lick your cigar and then cut
Oh,
your
that's so gross. I did a list of don'ts a while back, and that was one of them.
Yes.
I mean, when you're at your house, you can do that till you're blue in the face.
Right.
But when you've got, and especially like, let's say you're not even borrowing somebody's cutter, because they'll have communal cutters all over the place.
Disgusting, yeah.
That's nasty. I mean, everybody's using them. Everybody's like passing from one person to the other. They've all been touching them. So why would you do something like that and just...
And it's
especially right now.
Yeah, it's not even with the COVID. It's even like before COVID, after COVID. Like, just don't do it with other people's cutters. Don't do it with the lounge's cutters. Just don't do it. It's gross.
It is gross. And I'm amazed at some of the habits you see people have with their cigars and stuff like that. And it's just kind of mind blowing because, you know, you're, like you said, you're coming here to chill. The last thing you want to see is somebody do something that just turns you off. When you're trying to enjoy a cigar and conversation, and it just gets nasty.
Yes. Like
all.
I said, you have your own cutter, lick your cigar all you want. I don't care. It's your cutter. It's your cutter, your spit, your COVID. I don't care. Your herpes. I don't care, you know? Don't share them. Yeah. You know, the gift that keeps on giving. No.
Oh, yeah, don't want it. Don't want it at all. So... Well, we talk about, like, you know, the fact that people can be rude in lounges and stuff like that. And thankfully, I haven't had too many experiences. Like, what's one, like, experience you've had, like, you actually interacted with a person that just left you, like, reeling, and you wondered, how the hell does that person even come in here and do that kind of crap?
You know what? Luckily, I have not, like, had an experience where, like, people have been rude to me.
Yeah.
I haven't, because it's like, but if you think about it, like, when I'm at lounges, it's usually with friends, or I'm at lounges, like, where I'm invited, or, like, I know the owners, so I'm always treated very well. Or I'm at events, like, I'm at very nice events.
Absolutely.
Most of the time.
We've been to a couple together.
Yeah, we have. So it's very nice. So I haven't had to deal with, you know, people that don't have manners.
Right.
So it's always like, it's always good, you know. So I haven't had to deal with any.
Good.
Yes. Oh no, I lied. I lied.
Backpedal.
Yeah, back. But let's. Okay, so it was like about a year ago. It was about a year ago. I was at Turnberry Resort. It was at a Cerrone event.
Okay.
And I was at the little bar area, right? And I was ordering a drink, and some guy comes up to me. Didn't know who he was at all. He comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, if I don't even like people that I know touching me. This guy, I didn't know, like, and I freeze. Like, I'm like, I look at the waitress and I'm like, go get Javier, like, right now. Like, go get him, like, right now.
She's tight with the Cerrone people. She
yes,
knows them personally.
Yes.
So go get the guy in charge.
Go get him, like, oh my God. He comes and he's like, are you okay? I'm like, he's touching me, like, he's touching me, and he knows how I am,
Yup.
He's like, yeah, can I help you? Like, get off of her, and then here comes his friend, and his friend's like a retired chef, and he's like, don't you touch her, like, he's like, like, get away from her,
My gosh.
And then I get the lecture, like, you tell somebody if they ever touch you, get the F off of me, and I'm like, I was like, I'm sorry, I just freeze, I don't like them touching me, it's like, but yeah,
that's
like,
a whole different thing. I didn't know what to expect when you said you had a story. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was the worst experience I had, but I wasn't like by myself, right? There was people around me, but it's
that's
like,
good.
yeah, don't touch me like that. I don't know you like that. Even if I know you, don't come up to me and touch me like that. I don't like being touched like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No. That's not what you want to have happen when you're there to chill, drink, and smoke.
Yeah,
Yikes.
yeah.
So now we talked a little bit about and I know you said it's a subject that's kind of been done a bit here and there, but we've encountered some cigar snobs and stuff like that. People who are in a lounge and they think, oh, I only smoke Padrones, I only smoke H. Upman, I only smoke Cubans and stuff like that.
I only smoke Cubans, and they don't know shit. Oh, sorry. I don't know.
There were a couple F-bombs dropped when I hung out with the Cigar Titans here last time, so don't trip. I don't even bother with the bleeps anymore because it's just pointless.
Yeah.
So, but like, have you encountered people who they act like you're stupid for smoking anything other than one thing?
They don't act like I'm stupid, but they're okay. So like I said, we do events. So when we go and we're sitting there with the cigars and stuff, they'll come up to us and they'll be like, where are these cigars from? And we'll be like, these are from the Dominican Republic or whatever. I only smoke Cubans, and it's like, okay, what do you smoke? Well, what do you think they say they smoke?
They smoke what, like Cohiba or not even?
Cohibas. Cohibas is what they say all the time. Or they have a cousin that's Cuban, and they only get Cohibas. So they think that only because they know how to name Cohibas all the time that that they're cigar smokers. Well, you're telling me that you really know nothing about cigars,
Right, exactly. And there's that meme that goes out like, oh, you smoke Cubans, you must know
everything about cigars.
Exactly.
Yes.
So if you like Cubans, that's great. I like Cubans every now and then, but I love variety, and obviously I'm going to plug Casa Cuevas, which we're both smoking right now. I'm smoking the Connecticut, you're smoking the Maduro.
Yeah.
Fantastic cigars, and Casa Cuevas has history in Cuba.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's that knowledge and there's that history and stuff like that, but there's so much more to cigars than just Cuban cigars, which they're okay, but they're hit and miss for me. I'll have one every now and then, and out of every 5 or 10 of them, I might get one really good one.
But I gotta tell you gotta really build your palate. You can't just stick to one cigar, even if you love it, because I'm guilty of that. I really have my go-tos that I really like, and those are the ones I post. But I don't only smoke those cigars. I try a lot of different cigars, and it's about building your palate,
Yeah.
So it's I really go for the reason I don't smoke Cubans. I have smoked Cubans, but the reason I don't stick to just Cubans is because I dig that flavor. I like that powerful flavor. I like the coffee, the chocolate, the spice. That's what I chase all the time. I like to have a cigar that puts me on my ass. That's what I like those cigars
too. I like, because I smoke so often, it's rare that I get one that knocks me on my ass. But when it does, I'm like, whoa, I don't know if I can stand up right now because I am you got that nice buzz going, you're relaxed, and you're like, I need to wait a minute before I decide to go get another one.
And it's rare for me to find a Cuban that could do that for me.
Absolutely. When the first Cuban I smoked, I think it actually did that for me because I hadn't developed my palate yet. I only smoked maybe a few times a year. This was a long time ago. And now, I tried a number of them. I've been handed Cubans, been given Cubans for, my birthday and stuff like that. I've been very fortunate. But it's one of those things where, one Cuban I smoked, I couldn't even get any smoke out of it. It was wrapped so tight, and it was just and it was, I won't say what brand it was, but it was a well-known Cuban cigar, and I had a headache after 15 minutes, and not in a good way either, because I've had cigars give me like lightheaded and a headache, but they were really good.
I've had Dominicans like that also that have been tight like that, you know, that I can't smoke. I won't struggle with them all, you know, because I can't. I just won't enjoy the smoke.
No, absolutely not.
So, but I've been fortunate where I have friends that do smoke Cubans. So the Cubans that they've given me, wonderful flavors.
Absolutely.
Best tobaccos, you know, it's just there, you know, the draw's good, you know. So, but these are handed to me from well-known influencers,
Absolutely.
you know, and
they know their stuff.
They do, you know.
They're not going to hand you a crap cigar like, hey, this is at the bottom of my humidor. You want it? You want it?
Right,
that's another rule of cigar etiquette.
Yeah.
Yes, there are those cigars where like your friends come over, or maybe you're at the lounge and they let you bring cigars in, and you're handing out cigars to people who don't smoke that much. It's forgivable to hand them the ones that you probably wouldn't smoke that much or like that much, because they're not going to know the difference. Yeah. But at the same time, it's just like, if you're going to want to give somebody a really good cigar, give them a good cigar. Yeah. If you want to share your cigars, make sure you're sharing some of the best ones, and I try to do that too. And especially if you're down to share your Cubans, make sure you got some good Cubans. Yeah. Because I've had some bad Cubans, and it wasn't anybody's fault. It wasn't like, oh well, this is a bad one, I'll give it to Kyle, you know. But they're rare to find like a really good one, in my personal experience. But it's also, I mean, I know people who smoke only Cubans, but you're missing out on so much diversity, so much flavor when you've got cigars that are blended with so many different types of tobacco. Yes. You're missing out if you're not letting yourself experience that. So I think that definitely is a rule to live by, where you're just like, my personal don't be a dick policy. Don't be a dick and act like, you know, you've got it, you know, you've got it wired with you smoke only like the top well-known brands. Some of them are really great. Some of them aren't that great. I've smoked some cigars that nobody has ever heard of, and they're some of the best I've ever had in my life. You're like, wow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where the hell did this come from? So, yeah, don't be a dick, don't be a snob, especially when you're hanging out in the lounge and you're talking to people. Kind of go back to that first rule. Keep it cool, keep it casual, don't bring the heavy, and be a dick saying, well, I only smoke these. What do you smoke? It's like, well, I'm enjoying what I smoke better than your attitude right now. And you got to remember that everybody's palate's different. So don't go around putting other people down for their cigars that they're smoking. You know, they can enjoy that Gurkha that I can't have, you know? So that's all we're going to say about Gurkha right now. Reviewed Gurkhas on this channel. You either love them or you hate them. That's usually it. So, but we're not going to go any deeper than that. We might hurt some feelings. Not that we're worried about that, but But so I think basically we covered some of the most basic rules at a cigar lounge. One, don't bring the heavy, be casual. No touching. I mean, even if you know the person, make sure they're okay with you touching them. Yeah. But for the most part, don't touch people, because they don't want to be touched while they're sitting and smoking a cigar. Yeah. That's for at home. And don't be a dick. Don't be a snob. I think those are some pretty basic rules that some people just can't follow. Right. And can we end with, like, don't blow your smoke in people's faces? Like, we're all smokers, but don't be rude like that, you know? It's one thing if, like, the fan's blowing or the wind's blowing and you can't stop it. But don't do that in somebody's face. Like that. Please don't blow smoke in somebody's face. It's incredibly rude. It's not pleasant. And even if the aroma from your cigar is bomb as hell, people don't want you blowing it in their face. Right. They're not going to enjoy it. It's rude, and then they're just going to want you to leave. So, but no, I think I think we covered everything. Yeah, I think so. At least the basic rules. There might be some ones that we missed. I mean, I've covered some in other videos, but it's just like, I think those are pretty straightforward and simple. If you want to actually enjoy yourself at the lounge, and if you also want people to actually want you to come back to their lounge. So, you know, just make sure you're covering all that shit, and you won't have to worry about having a bad experience. Because if you ask Josie, her list will be like, yeah, she'll really let me have it if I want her whole entire list. Right. So we ain't got enough time to cover that, unfortunately. He knows me. Yes, I do. So, well, thank you for joining me on the channel. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's been a long time coming, so thank you so much. We hope you guys enjoyed. Leave any comments or anything you guys have to add, some rules that you guys have in the lounge. But again, thanks for joining us, and as always, we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Hey guys, thanks again for tuning into this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and also follow Dad Smoking Cigars on dads_smoking_cigars on Instagram, and be sure to check us out on Facebook. Until then, guys, stay smoky, and I'll see you in the next one.
Just in time, the battery's dying.
Yeah, right?